another Wednesday night racing, and today we're going to start looking at my favourite in the Ridge Racer series and also my favourite race game ever, Ridge Racer 7. This game was a launch title for the PlayStation 3. Obviously it was developed by Namco Bandai. This came out in 2006 in North America, Japan, and over here in Europe it was 2007. It's got around about 40 cars. They're mostly made up of derivatives of the Ridge Racer 6 and PSP incarnations. It's got about 22 courses. It runs at 1080p, 60 frames per second, all the other goodness, you know, Dolby Digital 5.1, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. Anyway, the most important thing is the nitrous. You can tailor your nitrous system so you can have one huge bar, 2 bars, or those 3 bars. You can use as much as you want, as little as you want. You can tailor it to how much of that nitrous bar fills up when you're doing your power slides, your drifts, whatever you want to call them. What else is in this game? Oh, slipstreaming. Slipstreaming is really nice. It can also fill up your nitrous bar if you wanted to do that. You can tinker with the cars, that you can make them have more grip, more slide, more drift. For this particular game, I stopped using my Hemel cars because they were good, but they just weren't quite fast enough. I went to the faster Soldat and I tinkered with the drift system so that they were instead of going for dynamic, I tried to make them more standard, and that worked out nice for me. So I mostly use the Soldat cars in this game when I can. What else do I do in this game and love in this game? You can have massive jumps as well. Sometimes in some courses, I think on the Rave city courses, if you use your nitrous at the right point, you can actually skip to different parts of the track. It's quite hard to do, but it is possible. It cuts out about 3 seconds worth of the track, so it's worth it if you can make it. Definitely worth it. So with all that said, we're going to get going on this Wednesday night racing, kicking off the start of my Ridge Racer 7 videos with this one. Enjoy. Okay, so this is going to be Tour 8 of the Ridge State Grand Prix. We're going to use the Meltfire Soldat car. I've tweaked this car because originally it drifted way too much for me. It was a dynamic car, but I've changed the handling so it's more of a standard car. I've got one nitrous boost, one massive one. Once I get down to 25%, it goes into ultra state. Think of it as like Goku going ultra rather than Super Saiyan. Yeah, that's what this car does. This first track, to be honest, I hadn't played this game in such a long time, I actually forgot how to race on this track. So the first lap is quite tentative for me. You want to get that good start, so don't go into the limit of the red. I've got it, as you see, my nitrous is one big bar there. Slipstreaming works nicely, which is not available in Ridge Racer 2, so this is another good big upgrade above Ridge Racer 2. As you can see here, I'm just trying to get my way around the track to say, like, okay, it's this variant of the track, because there's so many Rave City tracks on this game. Now on this first lap, I literally forgot the left turns, the right turns. Inside tip, I don't look at the map when I'm playing Ridge Racer games at all. In that top left hand corner, I don't look at them. If it was 3D, I'll probably look at it, but it doesn't help me at all. And the game's too fast. If I glance up there, I'm most probably going to hit a wall. I generally tend to feel my way around the track. Once again, I started to realize what course it was. So yeah, and here's a jump. If you nitrous boost at the right time, you can actually make it up there. And you can cut out a little bit of the track. So yeah, so you get rid of this ramp up here and you cut out about 2 seconds. It's very hard to do, but it's doable. As you see, that double corner there on the turn. I did a bit too much on this turn, but after this first lap I thought, right, I know the course now, I remember it came back to me. So I started to be more aggressive with my nitrous here. I slightly tapped the corner of the track, which was annoying. So I use my nitrous very differently in Ridge Racer 7. Because this one massive bar, I can use it in spits and spurts rather than on Ridge Racer 2, where as soon as you press it, that particular nitrous capsule is used. If you want to use half of it, it's too bad, it's just all used. Whereas here, as you can see, I do bursts and I let go, I do another burst, get to a corner, use it, fill it up. Look at that red bar just filled up there, nice. Take these corners nicely. This track isn't particularly hard, and this Tour 8 isn't the hardest. It's a class 2 cars that I'm using, so this is my class 2 solder. It's literally the opposite from Ridge Racer 2, so class 1 is faster than class 2, whereas on Ridge Racer 2, class 6 is obviously higher than class 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1, whereas this one's the opposite way around. Class 6 is very slow, whereas class 1 is the fastest. What I like to do is, as soon as I straighten up out of corners, I like to do that nice nitrous. You see the ultra nitrous there when it goes silver, and like my car is super fast there. And it being a solder is really nice as well. The handling, it can get away from me at times, but if I'm careful, I should always be able to drift nicely. It's a little bit wild, it's quite a bit of horsepower underneath it, but it's one of my favorite cars. I do have another solder car that's faster than this, but even with all the tweaking and handling, it's just a beast. And I use it on far less complicated tracks. But this is the class 2 and class 1 of this particular solder Meltfire is my go-to car for this game. Anyway, let's just go through the rest of this track here. There's another big jump here. I tried it again. I got close, almost made it, almost. But yeah, I just activated my nitrous at the wrong time. So these corners are pretty mundane, pretty easy. The tracks are nice and wide. Just come up to the finish line now. Look, double turn here. 1, 2. And if you hold it, you can go into this third turn. Then you just boost out to the finish line. So that's that course done. I didn't really talk about it that much, mostly because, like I said, once I started, I didn't really remember this track. But that's the first race done. Get my 10 points. Go on to the next race and go and win that one as well. Okay, this is the second race in Tour 8, downtown Rave City. This is actually a pretty nice track, to be honest. It's very, very colourful, really wide. There's enough good corners here where you can build up your nitrous bar or nitruses, so that you can have some really good speed and some powerful drifts and turns. At the start there, I tried to make a slide and build up my nitrous bar, but it didn't really work. That jump there, I'm not too sure if you can make that one. I've personally never done it. It looks like it could be possible, but like I said, I don't believe I've done it. Not in a normal car, probably in a special category car if I have. But yeah, this is some of the nice turns. I think this course may be in Ridge Racer 2 as well. I can't quite remember. But I believe it is, but this version of it looks nicer, obviously. I think they changed the color scheme of it. But like I said, here, this is a nice little chicane. When you first do it, you might think you have to slide, but definitely don't do a double power slide there. You'll be in trouble. This is the last true bend before the ending of the first lap. So you can use your nitruses here if you're in the last straight before the finish line. So that's the first lap done. So up here you can slide if you want to build up your boost, but you don't actually have to slide there. Go into this jump here. I find that on the jumps, I like to boost once I've landed so that I don't lose too much speed on the landing. So we just do double slide here. And if you want, you can do a triple one there, but the last of the triple, you don't get too much of a boost on it. Do a nice little slide there. We don't have to once again. This one you definitely do, otherwise you will hit the corner. And then this one here is a small, very small slide. This one there you don't really need to slide, but I generally would just to get that boost. Once again, the little chicane. Luckily it almost hit the corner there, saved it. And then the last true bend before the straight. Once again, this track isn't particularly hard at all. It's very wide, it's easy for overtaking. One good thing about Ridge Racer 7 is that in the tours, if you start off in first place and you win the race, if you win the race, the next course that you go on in the tour, you will start off in the position that you are in that tour. So because that was the first race and I was first, I now started this race off in first place, rather than all the other Ridge races where you always start at the back. So it can make the game a little bit easier, but hey, it's one of the quirks of this game. As you can see here on this particular last lap, I'm just going through the motions here. It's not particularly hard, like I said. Few corners here and there, but most of it are just average bends. They're not even particularly tight. And most of the track at its minimum is 2 lanes, so pretty cool. So this track's basically done and dusted now. There was only 8 or 7 of our competitors, not the normal 12 or 16. And that's that. See you in the next track. Spin around for that finish. Look at that. Get in there, boy. Get in there. That's 2 wins out of 2, so that's 20 points for me going into the third race. This is the third and final race of Tour 8 of the Ridge State Grand Prix 2. This track is one of the ones I don't actually like, to be honest. It's okay, but I just it doesn't do anything for me. I mean, you start off with this nice slide around that corner there, and luckily I held it. Almost hit the wall, or maybe I grazed the wall into this narrow tunnel. That corner, well, it's not even a corner, that turn there. This bend is strange because your back comes way out and you start to hit the wall, the side. So to save yourself, you either do it shallow, the drift is shallow, and you drift using nitrous out of it, or you just have to do a long drift and try and control it. But with the car that I have, it's a bit hard to do that. And this is another corner. I don't know if it's because this track's supposed to be wet where you slide out. I don't know. But yeah, it's a bit weird, this track. But you know, it's yeah. I suppose also because on this track as well, you have to fight one of the special machines. And it wasn't an easy race to beat the special car. I did do it, so I own that car now. I think it was the limousine or something like that. But yeah, this wasn't for me. And it took me many tries, so probably because of that I don't like this track. But anyway, it's still colourful. It's part of Rave City. Nice little tunnel here. Not too much grip in the tunnel at all. So if you're drifting, you want to finish your drift before the tunnel. Right, as I said, this one here, you need to control this drift here. You have to control it, otherwise your back will hit the wall and you lose a lot of speed. But I control it there, so that's pretty good. Nice reflections. There's a drop there. In here, it's also less grip as well, so you want to make sure you're not in any type of accidental slide or drift as you go in. This one here, you can also touch the wall, but it's much more manageable. There's a little jump there, which can put you into the wall. It's not even a jump, it's just a dip, but it can put you into the wall if you're not careful. Just using my nitrous to get through the straights and to get to the corners and to drift to recharge the nitrous bar. You see that if you drift straight, so if you use your nitrous and as soon as the nitrous is done and you drift, you fill up that bar quicker, and it's called like a nitrous drift rather than just drifting normally, which fills up the bar but slowly. So a nitrous drift, it gives you the red, you can fill it up much better. So the object is use your nitrous and make sure that there's some sort of corner afterwards where you can use your drift to refill the nitrous bar even more so than it would be normally. And here we go, we're going to go up to the loop. Oh no, we've already done the loop, isn't it? Sorry, my bad. I forgot it's this tunnel. Once again, this track is very narrow, very narrow. So you don't want too many cars on this track. Luckily there's only 7 and myself. I'm not doing too badly here. I mean, I've hit a couple of the walls or grazed them and nudged them, but not big out and out crashes. So there's not much chance of me losing this race, to be honest. And my car's pretty good. I mean, the red dot, I'm assuming it's the second place person, so they're quite far behind me. There you go, see? All done and dusted. Pretty short race, to be honest. I mean, the lap's about what, 1:15. You can probably do them in 1:10, depending on how good you are. So a like would be appreciated. Boom, bam, boof, and subscribe would help. Subscribe, like, now. No, that would be helpful. Cheers. All right, see you in the next one.